All right, here we are. The metalcore band tier list. Now, as you'll see here, we have 6 categories. Some of these were already part of it, like it just automatically generated when I clicked on the tier list on the site. But I also added the NA one at the bottom. So let's just go through them real quick. All day, every day. That means this is one of my favorite bands. I will listen to these guys all the time. There are no skip. I won't skip it, you know. Next, we have Crank It Up Every Time. It may not be, it's one of those bands that if you're listening to your Spotify playlist, it's not necessarily a band that you're going to go into your phone and pick like, okay, yes, I want to listen to that one. But if it comes on shuffle, you're like, hell yeah, man, and you crank it up. Pretty good means like they're solid, you know. They have some cool tracks here and there. Maybe I've fallen off of them in the now, but maybe I've come back to them. You know, it's kind of an in-between thing. Like, okay, maybe I like their older stuff. Maybe I like their newer stuff, something like that. Tolerable. There's some good tracks in there, but overall, it's not really a band I seek out. Like if somebody told me to react to them, I might just be like, I don't know. Maybe we'll check it out on Twitch together or something like that. You know, stuff like that. Never, ever, forever, never. Now, I didn't make this one. You know, that was, like I said, already generated there in the tier list. This means this is a band that I'm just not a fan of. I just don't listen to them. I have no desire to listen to them. And then NA means I just don't have an opinion on them because I honestly probably haven't listened to them enough to draw a conclusion or an opinion. And there's going to be some on here that you're going to be pretty surprised by. That I really haven't listened to, and maybe we can check them out on Twitch or whatever in the future. So, yeah, so these are the tiers here. I'm going to try to be a kind of a selective for the, you know, the different ends of the spectrum in terms of I love this band or, you know, I just I'm not a fan of them at all. But let's get into it. Let's check this out. Let's start right here at the top. We have I, the Breather. Now, I, the Breather, all day, every day, just for enjoyment. Yes, exactly. Let me move this over just a little bit more so that way we can make sure we get the chat in there. Okay, cool, perfect. I, the Breather. Now, these guys here, you know, they recently came back, you know, as Breather, and their track "Pray" was awesome. I have like I had their one album when I was younger, the one with like the book. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was okay. So I don't really have like a too strong of an opinion on these guys. So I'm going to put them in the pretty good category just from what I've heard. It's pretty good. Like it's not anything I'm going out of my way for, but it's solid material. You know, it's nothing too bad. Cheney says, I'm not too familiar with them. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with them, but from what I have heard, they're good. I listened to Pray once, and that's all I've heard. Yeah, like their new song, Pray, is not a lot like their older stuff. I'll just say that. Any Given Day. Now, this is a band that I've heard very little of. I know that they had a song that featured Matt Heafy of Trivium. They're okay. Like, they're nothing that I'm going out of my way for. I think I'd put them in the tolerable category. Just because, like, they're one of those bands that, like, I have, like, maybe a song or two by them, and that's really all I have. Avenged Sevenfold. Now, I don't know how this made it onto the metalcore band tier list, but here we are. I didn't pick the bands. They were already here, so don't shoot me, okay? Avenged Sevenfold. Now, this is going to be interesting because Avenged Sevenfold was literally my, like, gateway into this entire metal thing. Now, I listened to everything that they did through Nightmare, and then after Nightmare, I just really wasn't into them. So trying to speak objectively versus, you know, trying not to be nostalgia braining this, but also keeping in mind that I'm just not a fan of their newer stuff. I'm going to put Avenged Sevenfold in the... I'm going to put them in pretty good because Crank It Up Every Time I don't think necessarily applies because, again, there's like a few albums in there that if it came on, I just really wouldn't listen to it. I would skip it. Paranoia Extreme. As Avenged Sevenfold has been an awesome as a gateway band. Exactly, 100%. Immure, dude, all day, every day. My favorite band ever. I absolutely love Immure. For those of you that are just meeting me now after coming in through Nick's stream, I am a huge, monstrous Immure fan. I love everything this band has done, and I'm a mark for them. I'll stand for them, whatever the kids are saying these days. I absolutely love Immure. Okay, now this is where it's going to get interesting. Born of Osiris. Okay. Born of Osiris just came out with an album, Angel or Alien. Spoiler alert, I did a reaction to that album on my Patreon, and I'll tell you guys what I gave it for a grade. You know, I'm kind of ruining my own business here by not having you guys go over to Patreon, but that's okay. It's worth it for this exercise here. I gave that record a 71%. They Are So Sick live. Yes, I meant to go to bed. LOL. So far, agree. Yes. Yeah, they're cool. Boo's newest album is great, pretty great, but overall though pretty good. No higher than Crank It, I don't think. So here's my thing with Born of Osiris. They have some tracks that are kind of, you know, like unique in some ways, but I gotta be honest with you, and this might get me some heat, but a lot of their stuff sounds very similar, just like in terms of like, it just has like that Born of Osiris feel, which is good, but for me listening, I think of like, why not just listen to the song Machine over and over again? I just, I really like that song. There's some cool tracks off the new record, but overall, I would say Born of Osiris is pretty good. They're okay. They're definitely, I see some people like saying, you know, oh, that's a top 5 album of the year. Not quite for me. I mean, a lot of it sounds very samey. And that's okay. Like, it's good, but it's just not anything that I'm like, oh, man, like, damn. Like, I got to show my friends this. You know what I mean? Amira, I meant listen to the new Boo album once. Decent, but unsure overall. Yeah, I mean, like, it's okay. Like, Threat of Your Presence was a good song. You know, the title track, Angel or Alien, was solid, but Alpha Wolf. Now, I really like Alpha. I mean, goddamn, I'm wearing an Alpha Wolf shirt. Look at that. You know, you like that? I really like Alpha Wolf. I really, really do. I'll say this. Their album Mono, I really liked a lot. That's kind of what got me into the band. Then their EP was awesome. Their first one with Lockie. But then before that, they had the song Black Mamba, which was Lockie's first track. And I absolutely loved that track. I thought the album, A Quiet Place to Die, was good. However, if I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, a lot of the songs kind of blended in. And there was a point where I was kind of like, okay, I really like these. I think it was like 4 or 5 songs that are really heavy. This is good enough for me. And I kind of don't really listen to the other songs that often. But like, for example, I love Bleed For You, which is kind of a different track. I'm actually gonna look up on my phone here some of the songs off of that record because I can't quite remember the names of them, all of them. But I loved like Akadama, Bleed For You was awesome, Creep was awesome, Restricted was awesome, and then also there was Ultraviolet Violence, which was cool. Rotten Pieces was cool, but I think I really like half of the album I really liked, and the rest of it was good. But it wasn't there's just some other heavy tracks that were just above those. But I will say that I remember doing that album reaction and saying that their track Don't Ask, which was the closing track, was one of the better closing tracks I've heard off of albums. Because let's be honest, I mean, the closing track is usually kind of eh. So I think with Alpha Wolf, I'm going to give it a crank it up every time. I really like Alpha Wolf a lot. Like if it came on, I would definitely blast it. But like I said, I think the difference between these two tiers is that, you know, with Immure, I'm seeking them out. I'm going on my phone. I'm putting on a song. Alpha Wolf, I do that a little bit, but it's mostly like, oh, man, I love Alpha Wolf. This is in the playlist. I'm going to listen to it no matter what when it pops up. Restricted is not like, ku, da, ma, woo. Exactly. Awesome breakdown. I love it. Issues. 00010111. Exactly. That's all I need for riffs, man. That's all I need. Issues. Now, okay. I'm not too familiar with a lot of older Issues. Their most recent record, though, before Tyler got kicked out of the band, was pretty cool. Tapping out now, suffocating, can I get out? You know, I like that song. It's cool. It's groovy. But I don't really have a huge sample size to work with here. For me, it's all day, every day, but that's just a personal thing. Yeah, I could adjust that, but with Alpha Wolf, but that's kind of what I'm feeling like. And I think with Issues, I'll put tolerable, just because there's a few songs that I like, but I don't really have a huge opinion. But like, they're kind of one of those bands that like they're not anything that I'm seeking out ever. But they're cool. They're solid. I could also see the vocals not being your thing. Oh, you mean for Issues? I do like Issues. Obviously, Tyler's not in the band anymore. But an Ashtone Audio, oh man, just getting started. Going to be here for a while. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is holy shit. Okay, yeah, let's move this along a little bit. Okay, now this is going to be where some people in the chat are going to get angry at me, and that's okay. While She Sleeps. I've never been able to get into While She Sleeps. I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I just have never been able to get into them. I would put them in tolerable, but I can't. I can't. Nick literally included anything not specific metalcore or too inconsistent for metalcore only. That might help. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. We'll put them in like the NA category or something like that. Man, they're so good. I don't know what it is either. Yeah, I've just never been able to get into While She Sleeps, so I'm putting them in the never, ever, forever, never. I will say caveat. There's like 1 or 2 songs. That song with Ollie, yes, that is exactly Crazy Cat Lady. We are on the same page. That's probably one of the only songs by them I like. Capture the Crown, I don't have a strong opinion on them. I haven't listened to them enough. Crown the Empire, I also don't really have. I mean, I've listened to some stuff. I'm gonna leave it in NA because I don't have a huge sample size to work with. But from what I have heard, I'm not into it. I'll say that. North Lane. Now, this is a band that, ironically, I haven't listened to a lot of their older stuff. I've been told that I have to listen to their older stuff. I listened to some of it, and it's pretty solid. I really liked their album, Alien. I really liked Alien a lot. So with North Lane, I will put that in a crank it up every time, just based off of my opinion of Alien. I really liked Alien. I will say, though, that the new song, I really wasn't into. I will say that, but Alien was cool, and the stuff that I have checked out that's older, I do dig, 100%. Between the Buried and Me, I don't have a too strong of an opinion on them, and I don't really consider them like metalcore anymore, so we'll leave them in the NA tier. All That Remains. Oh, shoot, man. This band is actually, like, I'm going to hitch over here a little bit. All That Remains. Talk about a band that is, like, absolutely, like, split down the middle. Like, there was, like, that point, All That Remains history, where it's, like, you just, like, this half over here is friggin' incredible, and this half over here is Garth Brooks covers. You know what I mean? I know it was only one cover. It's a joke. Relax, okay? But The Fall of Ideals was awesome. For those who are, what's that album called? For Those Who Are Many or whatever. I can't remember the exact name of it. This is so difficult to put into the tier ranking because The Fall of Ideals, I will say right now, if I had to put up a Mount Rushmore of metalcore albums, The Fall of Ideals is probably on there. That album, front to back, absolutely phenomenal. I guess if I'm basing it off of their older material, it's Crank It Up Every Time. But I will actually put it at the very top of pretty good just because there is a huge there's a huge difference between their newer stuff and their older stuff. 100%. Hello, good sir. What's up, nondescript Brit? What's going on?
We Butter the Bread with Butter. I have not listened to enough of them. Novelists. So this band here, their older stuff really wasn't my cup of tea. It was okay, but songs over 4 minutes are just too long. There we go. Absolutely. Songs over 4 minutes are just too long. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Nondescript Brit, for this sub. I really, really appreciate it. Novelists, their newer material, Terrorist and what's their other song that they came out with? Lost Cause. Awesome tracks. So I'm going to base this opinion solely off the new material that they're releasing because there's a new singer, and I think that's kind of fair because they're kind of going in a different direction, it seems. So Novelists.
The Myths of Avalon, if that's what you mean.
Thank you, Paranoia, for the follow. Thank you. I really like the C'est La Vie album, to be honest. Yeah, the older stuff just really wasn't for me, but based off of the new stuff, I'm going to put it in a crank it up every time. Started in 82 with metal. Yes, 1982. Due to COVID, I discovered so many amazing stuff. Thanks for all the input. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming by. 1982. What was 1982 metalcore like, man? I got to know. Slipknot. Not really metalcore, but this is a band that I think that they're I got to put them in crank it up every time. I mean, let's be honest, guys, okay? I mean, Slipknot is just, they're legendary. They have a bunch of good songs. There's really not too many that I'd skip if it came on, but I'm also not seeking it out that much. Okay, fine. You talked me into it. I'm going to put it into pretty good. I'll put, because, like, that's the thing, right? Like, Slipknot is never, like, a song that I'm like, oh, man, dude, you got to check out Slipknot, because it's not 2000 anymore, you know what I mean? But they're good. I mean, like, anything that comes on by them is usually a pretty solid track. Tesseract, we're going to put them in the NA. They're not metalcore, and I don't really have too strong of an opinion on them. Volumes. Now, Volumes, they are the Genty Boys, okay? And everything by, they are trendsetters. Yeah, true. Everything by Volumes that I've heard, I've been a little kind of like, with. It's not bad, but there's not a lot that I don't have any Volumes tracks on my playlist or anything like that, but they're a good, solid band. I'm going to put them in tolerable, okay? I'm going to put them in tolerable. I know that might ruffle some feathers of the Genty Boys out there, but relax, okay? Veil of Maya. This band is absolutely nasty. I love Veil of Maya, especially their last record. So many good songs off of that record. Even the record before that, which I believe is called Mikasa. Is that other record called Mikasa? I know there's a song called that, but I can't remember if that's the title track or not. That album and the second album with Lucas is awesome. Even the older stuff is cool, and the new songs such as Viscera, and then the other one, which I can't remember the name of, is awesome. Veil of Maya is a crank it up every time. I'm going to take a quick second. I'm going to rank these now, just because I want to make sure we have them in the correct order. So we'll leave that like that. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Any Given Day. Okay. We'll put Any Given Day back here. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Matriarch. Okay, yes, that was the name of the record. Yes, Matriarch. You're correct. Yes. August Burns Red. Now, let me take a sip of water for this one. August Burns Red, they've been around for a long, long time, doing their thing. They have their sound, that melodic metalcore kind of sound. I really like the record Guardians. It was a top 5 record for me in 20, what the hell was that? 2020, I guess, right? Yeah, 2020. And I can't remember, the time has just slipped away. Their record before that, Phantom Anthem, was cool. A lot of their older stuff is pretty cool, like Whitewash is cool. So August Burns Red, I'm gonna put them in the crank it up every time. I'm gonna put them at the end of it though. Out of these bands here, they're good, but I would say that I'm cranking it up every time. I'm not really a huge fanboy of August Burns Red though. There's some songs here and there from the other the previous past records that I really like, but stuff off of Phantom Anthem and Guardians I really do like. First album through, Rescue and Restore were my all day every day. Yeah, some of that older stuff is okay. I'm really a fan of their newer stuff for sure. Make Me Famous. That band is absolutely terrible. Okay, I'm just being totally honest with you guys. Make Me Famous is not good. Everything I've heard by them is just not good. After the Burial. Now, I haven't listened to their entire discography. However, what I have listened to by After the Burial is freaking awesome. I mean, let's be honest. After the Burial are the Gent Lords. I will listen to an After the Burial song. Even if I don't know the song, these guys are that good that I will listen to it every time an After the Burial song pops up. So I'm going to put them up here. Let's, okay, we'll put them there. Let's make sure we have this in order. Yes, I will do it like that. Harmonic Gentcore, absolutely. Lost in the Static deserves crank category by itself. Yes, Lost in the Static is absolutely phenomenal. LOL, yes, the reissue of Rare Form is such a treat. Funny story about Rare Form, the band that I used to be in called True Shot, we were actually coming up with names, and this is before I really knew anything about After the Burial, and I actually pitched the name Rare Form, and then we figured out that it was the name of an After the Burial album. So good thing we didn't go with that, you know what I mean? Abandon All Ships, not my thing at all. Just not at all my thing. Upon This Dawning, I'm going to put them in the NA. I've heard a couple songs by them, and it's pretty good, but I don't have too strong of an opinion. Crystal Lake. These guys are sweet. These guys are good, okay? I will say, though, and this is going to be kind of controversial maybe, but their record, their last record that they just put out, I couldn't really get into it at first listen. Like on the studio version. But seeing them live on the August Burns Red and Fit for a King tour was an experience unlike any other. Rio is a madman live. This band goes so hard live. Crystal Lake, I'm going to crank it up every time. I think that I'll put them, put them right there. Yeah, I'll crank Crystal Lake up every single time. Tear Out the Heart, I have no idea. I See Stars. Ah, man. Yeah, so good live. I wish I saw a longer set. Yeah, exactly. I don't know much of Crystal Lake, but everything I hear from them I enjoy. Yeah, they're a really good band, man. I See Stars. I've never been able to get into I See Stars. There's this one song that people have wanted me to react to, and I've reacted to it numerous times. And it's so freaking long. I'm going to say never, ever, for never, ever. I'm just going to say that. Is it Murder Mittens? Yes, it is. I just cannot get into I See Stars. I See Stars were lit when I was in high school, not so much anymore. Exactly. And listen, I'm gonna come in closer. That's the thing with I See Stars. I think you just have a lot of people who are living off of high school nostalgia, okay? And that's what's riding, that's what is their opinions. I think that's what it's rooted in. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it. Only a couple songs. You got to give them more of a chance. Maybe I will here on Twitch. Maybe we'll check out some more songs. Maybe you'll see. Maybe you'll change my mind. I saw them live, and their sound was awful. I See Stars is where you find the scene chicks. LOL. Yeah, I mean, hey, probably. Their singer is better than anyone else. Yeah, I will give them that. The singer is very talented. I will give them that. No Metalcore 1982, just NWO, BHW, but metal always changes that it should be. I'm hooked by Ginger Architects, make them suffer Crystal Lake so much more. Yeah, no, I was just joking about the 1982 metalcore, but nah, man, that's really cool that you're open to the new styles, because a lot of people who got into metal back in the day tend to kind of be like, nothing but the Stones kind of guys, you know what I mean? So I applaud you for that. Are they still around? I See Stars? I'm not sure. In the band, I mean. Their singer is better than anyone else in the band. Yeah, okay, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but their singer is good, though. I mean, I will say. Breakdown of Sanity. Here's my thing with these guys. Their songs are long. I'll say that their songs are long. But it's good stuff. I mean, let's be honest. It's good stuff. So I'm going to give them, I will give Breakdown of Sanity pretty good. I'll give them pretty good. They're not anything I'm going on my way for. I got to be honest with you. The new song, Traces, I was kind of like, it's okay. Nothing really that I'm kind of, chomping at the bit for. Let's put it that way. Era. Now, I don't know if JT is going to find this. JT and I, or me and JT are buddies, okay? And he has, we talked about this actually on the podcast that I did with him from my old podcast, the True Shot Guest Spot, which I will be doing another podcast. I know people have asked me. I'm going to be doing more podcasting and interviewing people. Don't worry, I'm going to get back into that. But I said to JT, I was straight up with him. I said, listen, man, I really wasn't too big of an Era guy back in the day, but their new record really got me into them. I was very impressed with the new record. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. The older stuff, though, my opinion stays the same. So with Era, I think I'm going to put them in the high. Man, do I go high in the pretty good, or do I base it off of like my damn, like this last record was so good? I think I'll probably put them in the crank it up every time, because Era does come on in my car randomly, and I listen to it. And I crank it up, because listen, I'm not listening to any of this music on like a 12 volume, okay? Let's be honest. So we'll put them probably about there. Siler. I really like Siler. I think they get a bad rap. I will say, though, their most recent album, Seasons, which I know came out quite a while ago at this point, was not very good. But the album before that was awesome. Absolutely a killer record. Jaden Panesso, awesome frontman. I'm going to put them in the pretty good category, probably actually above I the Breather. In Van Animate, this is another one of those bands like While She Sleeps I'm going to get hate for. I'm sure they're very nice guys. They're very talented from what I've heard. The music is just not my thing, guys. It's just not my thing. It just isn't. Like, I can't get into it at all. They're a never, ever, forever, never band for me. I think I said too many nevers there. But I don't see it on the list, but any chance you could give your opinion on Silosis? I'll give an opinion real quick on Silosis. So my friend, who was actually the original drummer of my old band, True Shot, he actually got me into Silosis. And I really like Silosis a lot. I think that they're really, really good. I have a lot of the I have a lot of songs by them. Imperial, I think that's probably like one of my favorite songs by them. I really like Silosis a lot. Sworn In. My opinion on Sworn In is totally resting on my opinion of I think it's the Death Card record. That record is freaking flawless. I love that record so much. I'm going to put them in the crank it up every time. I love Sworn In. The stuff other than that record is not my thing, but that record stands above their other material so much that I'm going to base my opinion solely off of that. Maybe that's wrong of me to do, but that's what I'm doing. I Prevail. They're tolerable. Okay, I'll be honest with you. They're tolerable. They're probably a little bit high. I'm going to actually put Volumes there. Okay, yeah, I Prevail's tolerable. Not a lot of songs are my thing, but they have some straight up bangers, like Bow Down is awesome. They have Gasoline, which is awesome. Overall, the music just isn't my style, but they have some bangers, and they're fun live. I mean, so I'll put them in the tolerable category. Just from a collective, because like the songs that I really like by them are not at all core to their sound at all. I mean, let's be honest. Heaven Shall Burn, I believe that's what it is. I don't really have a strong opinion on them. So these next few are you guys are going to be very surprised by. Alisana, I don't have a huge opinion on. I kind of missed that phase. I really did. Now, Under Oath. I talked to Nick about this. Nick Nocturne. I've talked to him about this. I don't know a lot of Under Oath. I don't know if I literally cannot name a single Under Oath song. That may have just ruined my opinions here for this tier list, but I don't know enough about them, man. I just don't. I can't give a fair grade. I can't grade them based off of their legacy. I just don't know a lot of their music. I just don't. Suzaku, how's it going? How you doing? Escape the Fate. Under Oath, Change, Sound a Lot, I feel. Blasphemy, yes. Gentle-Line, exactly. I knew I was going to get a blasphemous kind of line. I just haven't. I got to check out more. I know. I definitely will. I promise, okay? I promise that I will. Escape the Fate. I'm going to put them in the very end of tolerable. I just don't know a whole lot about them, but they have some timeless bangers from back in the Ronnie days.
Whitechapel is an all day, every day for me. I absolutely love Whitechapel. Whitechapel is one of my favorite bands of all time. Phil Bozeman is one of those vocalists that got me into doing vocals. I have a tattoo of them, for God's sake. You know what I mean? I really, really, really love Whitechapel. I really love Whitechapel. Used to be one of my favorites of the newest stuff is Iffy. You talking about Whitechapel, their newest stuff? Old Escape the Fate is great. Not so anymore. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so Ice Nine Kills. Bring Me Home is such a good track. Yes, yeah. Ice Nine Kills. I know that they kind of get memed on a lot. I know they get memed on a lot about, you know, kind of their image and stuff like that, but I think it's super cool. Ice Nine Kills, I don't care what anyone says, is an absolute banger of a band. I'm putting them in the crank it up every time. I'm going to put them probably about right there. I think Ice Nine Kills is absolutely phenomenal. They're so, so good. I don't care what anyone says. I don't go, oh, they do the horror movie song. Who cares, dude, okay? It's good. That album, The Silver Scream, is phenomenal. Stick to Your Guns. They're pretty good. You know, I'll give Stick to Your Guns pretty good. I'll put them probably at the end of pretty good. I don't go out of my way to listen to them, but like I love that song. My favorite song by them is Cave Canem off of their most recent record. I actually have a signed vinyl by them when they were on tour with Amir co-headlining. Very good band. They're solid. They're pretty good. Have you checked? Let's see, is Oathbreaker and Spirit Box in the list? I actually don't know. We'll see. It doesn't look like it, though, but I'll definitely give my opinions on them for sure. Let's see. Have you heard of a band named Dead Silence Hides My Cry? No, I've never heard of them. I got obsessed with rewatching old horror films from the last album. Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's a nice way to kind of revisit it. Spencer's so talented. Yeah, he really is so talented. Blackvale Brides. They're not really metalcore, so I'd put them in the NA, but for memes, I'm putting the... yeah, we'll put them there, because the thing with Blackvale Brides, they're just not metalcore, so it's not fair. It just isn't fair. Woe Is Me, they're tolerable. Never got into them. I mean, there's some okay stuff here. I can't name any songs by them, but there's some songs that I've heard. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Like, I love that song. Attack Attack. Now, all memes aside with Attack Attack, I just really don't like them, man. I mean, I just never got into Attack Attack. I'm going to put them in the tolerable category. I'll put them probably up here, probably just below I Prevail. Pretty good all day, every day, says Alexandria. I'm putting them in tolerable. They're okay. I mean, like, I like memes aside, not really my thing, you know? They're just not. Yeah, they're, you know, crabcore, I get it. You know, I think that's funny. I'm with Rich on AA. Attack Attack, yeah, exactly, yeah. Gideon. Dude. The thing with Gideon, I somehow managed to see this band live so many times by accident because they were just part of support packages for the other bands that I was going to see. Gideon rips, okay? Like, their newest record is so good. It's like a metalcore Limp Bizkit. I'm all in on Gideon. I'm cranking them up every single time. I'll put them probably just above. I'm going to reorder this a little bit. I'm going to put North Lane just behind Ice Nine Kills. I think that somebody just donated. If that's the case, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Their comeback was a fail, bro. Gideon rip. Yeah. Attack Attack's comeback was just absolutely atrocious. I mean, let's be honest with you. You up for the new metalcore wave that's been brewing the past few years? You like Crystal Lake? So, dude, I love new metalcore. I love it. I absolutely love new metalcore. 100%. 100%. But yeah, getting back to, we were on Gideon. Yeah, I love Gideon, man. They're so, so good. Best Gideon tracks. I like what I listened to. Let me pull up I'm going to pull up their record real quick on my phone. That just came out, which was like, I honestly, man, like the song Sleep is awesome.
Too Close is awesome. Out of Control is awesome. Outlaw is awesome. But then you also have their split singles here. No Love, No One, Too Deep. Those are both sick. The song that got me into them was, where is it here? Drifter, off their 2014 record. That song, Drifter, was absolutely, that's what got me into them. I love that song. Like Moths to Flames. Now, here's another band that everything I've heard from them is solid. I really like them a lot. That would mean that I don't need to check the message. It's heartfelt and everything. Oh, man. Let me see
Songs
here.
over 4 minutes are just too long.
Exactly. 4 songs over 4 minutes are just too long. Thank you, Cat Lady, for the sub. I really, really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. I can't see the message here just because for some reason. I'll put the alerts on so we can see them now. Sorry, I missed that nondescript Brit. I'll make it so for anybody else, I'll be able to read the message there. I got to enable text to speech as well. But Like Moss to Flames. Now, their newest record, really liked it a lot. Really, really good. Selective Sacrifice is an awesome track. It's probably my standout track from them. Their older stuff is all solid. Like, it's nothing that I'm going out of my way for. But Like Moss to Flames, I mean, let's be honest. I'm going to crank it up every time. Just because, like, again, their older stuff isn't anything that, like, I'm going out of my way for, but I'm still going to listen to it if it pops up. But, dude, their new album is so good. So good, man. Have you touched on Born of Osiris? Boo, yes. I put Born of Osiris in the pretty good category. Yes, I put them there. After you're with this list, I'll donate for another song for your dead silence. Yeah, man, for sure. Absolutely. I appreciate that. A Skylit Drive. I'm going to put them in the NA. I don't have, like, a lot of an opinion on them, but I'm not into those vocals at all. Suicide Silence. Definitely not metalcore. We'll just put them in the NA because they're just not metalcore. I mean, if we're being totally honest. But if I was to rank them, I'd probably put them in the pretty good category. They're okay. I mean, not typically my thing. But Mitch Lucker, rest in peace, absolute god of a vocalist. Currents is an all day for me, not going to lie. They came back to form with their last album. Yeah, I still haven't checked out the newest Suicide Silence record, so that's part of it as well. Currents. I will say with Currents, The Place I Feel Safest was an awesome record. Front to back, loved it. The record before that, their song Heathen was awesome. Their newest record was really good. I definitely prefer The Place I Feel Safest overall more. But there was a lot of really awesome tracks from Currents. So for them, I'm going to be cranking it up every single time. Probably just ahead of Like Moss to Flames. I'm cranking them up every time. Betraying the Martyrs. They're pretty good. You know, they're pretty good. We'll probably put them probably in the back half here. Very solid band. Nothing crazy. No, standout tracks necessarily. The Great Disillusion's probably my favorite track by them. I will say this, though. Aaron Matz's new band, 1056, who used to be the vocalist of Betraying the Martyrs, his new band, 1056, is absolutely incredible. One of my favorite bands going right now. Demon Hunter, put them in the NA. Parkway Drive. Listen, man, I know this may get some eye rolls. Their new material, yeah, you could say it's dad rock, whatever, dude. But like Parkway Drive, man, they're cranking up every time, man. I mean, they're a really freaking good band. I mean, they just are. They're really freaking good. I'm gonna put them probably at the back half of this, though. Probably at the very tail end, actually. But Parkway Drive is a freaking good band, man. They're good. They're really good, and I'll listen to them all the time. Bad Omens. Do people still remember the Human Abstract? Oh, absolutely, 100%. Aaron also does great banter, as does any Englishman and otherwise French band needs to be able to do. Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, Aaron's an awesome guy. Parkway Drive, or Why I Play Guitar, to be fair. Yeah, Parkway Drive is awesome. They're just so good. I mean, they are. They're like that album. What is that album? The Deep Blue, is that what it's called? That record, I think that's what it's called anyway. Let me just double check on that. We got Horizons, which is awesome. Atlas is Deep Blue. It's not the Deep Blue. It's just Deep Blue. That record is freaking phenomenal. Next up, we got Bad Omens. Now, Bad Omens, I just can't get into them other than that one song that just is heavy as hell. What is that one called? That really heavy song by Bad Omens. You have the music video with the guy who's playing, just the, on the one string. Sync with me, band. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the host. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. So Bad Omens for me, Dethrone. Exactly. Yeah, that's a really good song. Other than that, though, I'm just not into it. I'm going to put them in the tolerable category. They're okay, just not really my thing. Dethrone. Yeah. Yeah, what's up, Apollo? Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the raid. But yeah, I will say that song Dethrone is absolutely sick. Bring Me the Horizon. Okay. Now, let me get adjusted for this one. We're going to have to talk.
To the mists of Avalon, if that's what you mean.
Thank you, Tia Mid. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I think that's Evan's wife. If so, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Bring Me the Horizon. The older stuff, like the deathcore stuff, is okay. Not really my thing, but it's okay. The album after that, I don't have a lot of experience with it. Sempiternal was phenomenal, though. Phenomenal. I loved Sempiternal. And then the album after that, That's the Spirit. Some good songs off of that. And then I can't remember the other. What was the album after that? God damn it, what was the name of it? I can't remember. But the newest EP was good. They're kind of one of those bands, man. They're just like kind of a mixed bag for me. So I'm going to put them in the high, pretty good category. Newest album in Sempiternal. Yes, exactly, Crazy Cat Lady. Those are definitely the two standouts for me overall. And I wasn't able to see the raid. I don't know if I did it right, huh? Yeah, you did it right. Awesome. I really appreciate it. Ammo, exactly. Big Natty Sack Daddy. Yeah, Ammo was okay. I don't have any complaints about it. Definitely, obviously not metalcore for the sake of this tier list here. But it was okay. I mean, for what it was, right? That one EP that they did, though, was fucking bizarre. I mean, let's be totally honest. That EP was just outright wacky. I don't even know what the hell that was. Not the newest EP. I mean, like the songs to meditate to, songs to go to the ATM with, the songs to walk down the street with, songs to walk your dog to, songs to drive on the highway to, songs to, all that EP was just weird as hell. A Day to Remember. Now, A Day to Remember. Not really metalcore, if we're being totally honest, but Homesick. Absolute timeless record. There's the other records all have really good songs as well. The new album sucked. Okay, I mean, like my first initial instinct with it was actually worse than it, but overall, let's be honest. I mean, it's just not good. Exactly what Big Natty Sack Daddy said. The new ADTR stuff is whack. ADTR is cranking up. The last album, it took a while for me to get into, however. It's just good vibes on that record. Yeah, I get, but it's just not. To be fair, for the sake of this, it's really not metalcore. So, if we're going to really base this off of ADTR's metalcore, history, which is, kind of a little bit, Homesick, and then kind of a little bit of some other stuff, which I don't even know if you really would consider all that metalcore. But I'm going to put A Day to Remember at the high, pretty good category. We'll probably put them just above Bring Me the Horizon. They're pretty good, New A Day to Remember just made me sad. Yeah, absolutely. Vane, Darknet, Loathe, Issues, Sleepwaker, Islander, North Lane. There are a few of those are on this list. I didn't make this list, by the way, for those of you just tuning in. I didn't make this list. This was automatically generated. Not automatically generated, but somebody else made it, and I'm just using it for the sake of this exercise. So if there's bands that are missing on this, that's why. If somebody made another one with different bands, I would gladly do that for sure. In the sake of this is then pretty good at the end, maybe, yeah. Seymour's a part of, yeah, exactly, yeah, I didn't make it, so we're just dealing with what we have here listed. Attila. Here's where I might get some hate, depending on your opinion of Attila. I'll be honest with you. About That Life has some bangers. About That Life has some bangers. Chaos has some bangers. You know, the record Villain has some bangers. They're good. I mean, overall, the lyrics are trash. I mean, yes, we all know that. We all know that. We all know that. The last two songs were kind of whack. I mean, Metalcore Manson and you know, whatever the other one was, Day Drinking. Not a big fan. Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't big fans of Attila. I'm going to put Attila in pretty good. I think that they're pretty good. You know, overall, discography-wise, they have a lot of really fun songs. Instrumental side of Attila slept. And I think that's part of it, too, is that a lot of Attila is, if you remove the lyricism and you just have the instrumentals in Franz's vocals, they're good. I mean, they just are. I mean, flat out, that's just my opinion. But they're just flat out really good. The lyrics are kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I accidentally, like in my car, like random songs will play sometimes, and I have my son in the car. And like if Attila comes on real quick, I have to make sure to turn it off immediately because it doesn't take them long to drop an F-bomb or some kind of sexual innuendo. You know what I mean? Would not call Heaven Shall Burn metalcore. Yeah, exactly. That's why some of the bands that aren't really metalcore, I'm putting down in the NA category. Next up, we have the Browning. Let the instrumentals make their own side projects. And yeah, yeah, right. The Browning. The Browning is fucking sick. These guys do not get enough credit, but the Browning are phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm cranking them up every time, and I was so fortunate that when I was in a band that I got to play with them because they are so good, so heavy. The breakdowns are just killer. The electronics are killer. I love it. Periphery, not really metalcore, let's be honest. Memphis Mayfire. I don't know a lot about Memphis Mayfire. Their newest song is awesome, Blood and Water. But I know that their stuff before that I had heard is just not it. I mean, let's be honest, it's just not it. But they're turning a leaf. I'm gonna put them in the tolerable category. I know a lot of people will be like, dude, the Memphis Mayfire's older stuff is so sick, dude. You've got to listen to them, and I get it. But the stuff that I have heard, which is like the more recent stuff, plus the new song. Their newest song, Blood and Water, is awesome, but their stuff after the after the older stuff is just not it. But yeah, as Crazy Cat, so they had some good albums way back. Yeah, exactly, and I know that. That's what I've heard anyway. I've just never really listened to them, to be honest. Bless the Fall. I love Bless the Fall. These guys are so good. I mean, I don't know what happened to Bless the Fall, actually. You know what I mean? Like, they haven't put out a record in so long because Bless the Fall is so good. Like, they are one of those bands that I'm going to use one of the tiers here. I'm going to crank it up every time. Like, they're so good. Like, you're not a king, or I can't remember exactly what the song name is. It's so long. But even like their newest record, Cutthroat, is awesome. I love Bless the Fall, man. I'm cranking them up every time. I'm going to probably put them towards the back half, though. But I'm cranking them up every time, man. Bless the Fall is a sick band. Falling in Reverse, I'm going to put them in the NA. They're not metalcore. I mean, let's be honest. Wage War. Now, this is where the polarization, I think, is going to come in. Now, I know that Wage War gets slapped with the generic metalcore title all the time. And maybe a little rightfully so. You know, it's nothing that's groundbreaking, but it's good stuff. You know, their first record, Blueprints, banger. Their second record, which I believe was called... what was their second record called? I gotta look it up. Wage War. Their second record was awesome. Is Deadweight, of course. Deadweight was awesome. And then Pressure was okay. I think it gets a lot more heat than it deserves. I mean, it's definitely not the previous two records, but it's still good. Wage War is a crank it up every day. Crank it up every day for me. For sure. I'm looking forward to some new Wage War. I am looking forward to some new Wage War. Going back to Big Natty Side Daddy, some of the older stuff was pretty good. The lead singer is super weird. Savior Complex, remember? Yeah, I talk about Matty Mullins. Yeah, the Browning are rare. I think that the Americans, the European rave culture, please, deathcore, what's not to like? Exactly. The Browning is sick. Let's forget Pressure exists. I honestly like Wage War all day, every day. I love Wage War. Third album was hit and miss, but ones before that were great. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with that. For all those sleeping, I don't have a strong opinion on them. Sleeping with Sirens, I wouldn't really consider them metalcore. Ocean's 8 Alaska. They're tolerable. I'm just not. There's a few songs that I like, but overall, like the style isn't for me. But Chris Turner is an absolutely insane drummer. Like, insane drummer. Hansha was okay. Yeah, Hansha was pretty great. See, I couldn't really get into a lot of the songs off of Hansha. There were some songs that I liked. Like the newest song, Metamorphosis, with the new vocalist. Well, actually, the old vocalist is back, is really good. I love the new song a lot. But we need a little bit more of a track record from Ocean's 8 Alaska for me personally to put them in a higher tier. I'll be honest with you. Ocean's 8 Alaska are better with James back. Yes, I agree. Metamorphosis slap. Yes, I totally agree. I'm not, but I can't give them a crank it up every time if he's off of one song. You know what I mean? So I got to go tolerable until we get more of a track record. I just have to do it that way. Architects. I'm going to put Architects. The newer record has some really good, like the songwriting is good. A lot of the songs, like I'm not like too keen to listen to. An Ordinary Existence is a good song. And a lot of their stuff before that is good. I'm going to put Architects in, I'm going to put them probably in like a high, pretty good. I'm not like a huge, like, like I'm not a die-hard Architects fan, but they're pretty good, man. I mean, like there's a lot, like they have a lot more good than bad. I mean, I'll put it that way. Holy Hell was phenomenal. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Holy Hell was really good. All right. I'll put it in the crank it up every time. Yeah, because Holy Hell was really good. Yeah, you guys are right. Holy Hell was awesome. Yeah, okay. We'll crank it up every time. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it there. The Amity Affliction. I struggle with this band. They're okay, but the theme of the band kind of weighs on me after a while. And I'll be honest, like their record before this most recent one was not good. Depression Core. Yeah, I'm going to put them in tolerable. Like they have some okay songs. There's probably like 2 or 3 songs of them that I really like. But overall, I don't really listen to them that much, man. They're just kind of there. Eskimo Callboy. Like, okay, listen, we all know Hypa. It's funny, ha ha ha. Like, it's okay. I'm gonna put them at the very end of pretty good. I mean, like they're on the fringe of tolerable, but they're okay. You know, like I'm not like going out of my way to listen to Eskimo Callboy. I mean, let's be honest. Let's just be honest here, okay? If I Were You, these guys are cool. I mean, I'm personal friends with them. Dan, the guitarist, awesome guy. Randy, the drummer, and also the clean vocalist, who's also a record producer. I like them, man. If I Were You, I'm going to put them in the high, pretty good category just because I like a lot of their stuff, but they kind of have their style, you know, and they definitely have some standout tracks for me. Excuse me. But overall, there's some songs that I'm like, okay, this is okay. I remember we did a metalcore like tournament a while ago, and they made it pretty far. But overall, you know, a lot of their older material is okay. Their newer album was sick. Radiant Dark was awesome. I'll give them that. Sienna Skies, I have never heard a single song by them. Bullet for My Valentine, oh my God. This is really like in that All That Remains category. Damn, I don't know. I don't know what to do with Bullet for My Valentine. I think I'm going to put them in the smack dab in the middle of pretty good. Just because, I mean, listen, man, Legacy Bam, I don't know if you go above tolerable right now. Yeah, I mean, you could argue that. Yeah, exactly. Their ranking is definitely nostalgia-based, 100%. The Poison is legendary. I mean, so you kind of have to weigh that, but a lot of their material, like Temper and On, was just, oh my God, I don't know what the frig they were thinking, to be totally honest with you. Yeah. Chad, Thunder Knife, when do you take requests? We took some before this, and if people are interested in, delivering some requests after this, we'll definitely do some more for sure. Parkway Drive Smash Bullet for My Valentine, you are wild. It does, yeah. Parkway Drive is above them. Yeah, they are. Parkway Drive isn't Crank It Up every time. Bullet for My Valentine's in pretty good. If you put Avenged Sevenfold in pretty good, you got to put Bullet for My Valentine there. Exactly, yeah. Just heard Clowncore for the first time. Is Job for a Cowboy on the list? Job for a Cowboy doesn't look like they're here. No, it doesn't look like they're here. Bullet for My Valentine is better than Avenged Sevenfold, but not Parkway Drive. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I have reflected here in my rankings. Yeah. Please do more requests. Yeah, people want to do, send in some more donation requests. After this, we can definitely do that. The Devil Wears Prada. Okay, here we go. All right, come on, bring out your hate right now, because I'm not a Devil Wears Prada fan. I'm just not. I mean, like, their EP that they just came out with was okay. It was okay. The Zombie EP from back in the day is good. I just have never got into the Devil Wears Prada, so I'm going to put them in the tolerable category. They're tolerable, man. I just can't get into them. I've seen them live like 1,000,000 times, and they've never done anything for me. I'm sorry, but I just can't get into them. I just went on a Devil Wears Prada binge. Right, I'm going to be doing this rare thing called Being Sensible and Going to Bed. It's 2:32 a.m. here. Look after yourself, Rich. You're a good one, as they say in Sheffield, UK. Thank you so much, Nondescript Brett. Thank you. Devil Wears Prada EP was good. However, the rest, tolerable. Yeah, they're just tolerable for me. Root Above is timeless. See, I never got into any of those records, man. I just couldn't get into them. Devil Wears Prada, I've tried to get into it. I struggle. Exactly. It's exactly how I feel. Have you heard of Code for Silence? No, I've never heard of that band. Fit for a King. We'll try to go a little bit faster here with these guys, because I know we still have quite a bit here. Fit for a King. Their new record wasn't my thing. Tuck is a buddy of mine. I would tell him that wasn't really my thing. Overall, though, their Dark Skies is a phenomenal record. The record before that is phenomenal as well. I'm gonna crank them up every time, man. If I'm being totally honest with you, I'm gonna put them right about there. Fit for a King is good. I mean, their new record wasn't it overall, but it is what it is. Atreyu. This is also, kind of a nostalgia kind of ranking. Because, dude, old Atreyu was insane, dude. The new stuff, I'm going to put them in pretty good. Atreyu Metalcore. Yeah, I mean, their old stuff definitely was Metalcore. So I put them in the pretty good category. Phineas. They're pretty good as well. I mean, I know that we're going to be using that one a little bit here. I'll probably put them right about there. I can't really name too many songs by them, but we just listened to their new single. Their new single was awesome. I love their new single. I'm looking forward to it if they keep it up in that direction. I'm definitely excited for what they have coming. They're just kind of an okay band. They're pretty good. There's nothing bad about them. They're more than tolerable. But, they're nothing that I'm like, going out of my way for. The Word Alive, I don't have an opinion on. I haven't really listened to enough of The Word Alive. Thy Art Is Murder is straight up a deathcore band, so I don't want to include that. We Came as Romans. I really feel like they're one of those bands, man, that they're kind of newer material's cool, really beginning material is cool. The middle is kind of okay. You know, it's not really that great, if I'm being totally honest. I'll put them in the tolerable category. Motionless in White. Telly is very nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're all nice guys. I just haven't listened to enough of them to give an opinion. They kind of have the Devil Wears Prada feel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see here. I thought maybe on one of 336. Damn, man. God damn. Motionless in White. I'm gonna put him in like high tolerable. I just haven't really got into too much of them. Like, they have some good stuff, but it's just never been anything that I've kind of gravitated towards, if I'm being totally honest. See, there's my cat. There, you guys can hear him now. I told you, he's very loud. I told you, once he gets going, he gets going. I think he wants me to open the door here for him. Here, you want to sniff outside? There you go. Okay, now chill out, okay? Yeah, he's very loud. Very, very loud. Of Mice and Men. Their newer EPs are cool. I got to be honest with you. I like their newer stuff. The initial stuff right after Austin wasn't in the band was okay. Like, it wasn't that great. But overall, man, Of Mice and Men, they're really good, man. I think I would crank them up every time. If they come on, man, I'm cranking them up. I'm going to put them at the very end. But I really do like Of Mice and Men overall. I really enjoy the new stuff. Yeah, exactly. The new stuff is cool. I really do like it a lot. Austin just needed a warm-up album. Yeah, Austin, not a great guy by the sounds of everything, but those older albums, man, The Flood was just phenomenal, man. I mean, I can't fault it. Make Them Suffer. Remember, this is a metalcore ranking. They have a lot of older deathcore stuff that is it's okay, but I'm basing this solely off of their most recent record, because that's really, metalcore, and they're really good. I'm putting them really at the high end of cranking up every time. Make Them Suffer are phenomenal. So good, dude. Their newest record and that new single are all insane. Absolutely, they're so good. Contraband is metalcore, 100%. Contraband is an incredible song. I mean, it really is. Kill Switch Engage. Even growing up, I live in New Hampshire. They're from Massachusetts. I've always been Kill Switch Engage has always been pretty good for me. Nothing that I'm going crazy over. But they're solid, man. I mean, they're metalcore legends, so I'll put them probably, I'll probably put them just above Bring Me the Horizon for me personally. Yeah, legendary / yeah, they're a legendary band, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cat Lady. Yeah, Crazy Cat Lady. That's how I kind of feel too. A lot of the older, like a lot of those older records, man. I mean, they really kind of got me into a lot of metalcore. But they're not a band that I'm going hell yeah, let's listen to more Kill Switch, Chelsea Grin. I'm gonna put them in NA, man. They're a deathcore band. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they're a deathcore band. Polaris, so good. Not an all day, every day for me, but anytime they come on, I'm cranking it up every single time. Big Natty Sad Guy, thank you for the follow. I really got to head out. Really glad that Nick sent me your way. Have a good night, Richard, in chat. Yes, man. I hope to see you again in the chat. I really appreciate you sticking around, man. That's very kind of you. Deathcore tier list next. Yeah, we'll definitely do a Deathcore tier list. Absolutely. Polaris is awesome. I love Polaris. Crank it up every time. Crank them up every time. That newest record was an absolute bombshell. Loved it. Trivium. They're not metalcore. I mean, we're just going to put them in the NA, but Trivium is awesome. I mean, Trivium is awesome, but we're not going to put them in a metalcore tier list. Would love to see a hard rock version of this. Hinder, Saving Abel, etc. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely do some more stuff like that. I like these tier lists a lot. If you guys have any tier list recommendations, we'll definitely, check out some other tier lists, 100%. Trivium, we're not going to rank. They're just not a metalcore band. I mean, let's just be honest. I don't know who made this list, but putting them in there is just absolutely ridiculous. T. Greenies, C Space Cowboy 911 call, help. You want me to add that to the list? Yeah, I can add it to the list real quick. CU Space Cowboy. Okay, yeah, we'll add that to the list. Ascendancy was metalcore, but that's about it. Yeah, I guess you could consider that. But the grand majority of their stuff just isn't. But Ascendancy is so fucking good. Ascendancy alone. Like if this was an Ascendancy ranking, it's probably all day, every day, because that record is fucking phenomenal. Miss May I. They're a pretty good band. I think that a Miss May I is just like if they were a football player, if Miss May I was a football player, right? They're not going to be getting like the huge money contracts, but they're never going to be cut. They're always going to have a spot on the team. They're very consistent. You know, they don't let you down. You know, like although the last record was kind of overall, but overall Miss May I delivers the goods. They're a very consistent band. They're very, very consistent. Hey Mister. I remember when Hey Mister came out, and that was like, that was all the rage. You know what I mean? It's tough to rank these bands with 10 plus years of albums. Yeah, exactly. It really is tough because there's so much differences and stuff like that. It really is tough. The Jocks. Yeah, exactly. The Jocks. Miss May I needs to get new music out. It seems like forever. Yeah, they have confirmed that their newest record is recorded, I believe. I believe it's recorded. As I Lay Dying, if you asked me this probably about 6 or 7 years ago, it's an all day, every day. But for right now, it's Crank It Up Every Time. Probably just below Gideon. I have an As I Lay Dying Powerless Rise tattoo. I'm a big fan of As I Lay Dying. Stuff with Tim aside, because I know that's obviously a huge point of controversy. I'm just basing it solely off of the metal music that they produce. I like it. I know that Tim is, kind of a questionable figure in a lot of people's eyes, and I totally get that, and I totally respect that, but just based off of music, they're cranking up every time for me. They've been consistent forever. Have you heard of a band, Crown the Empire? I've heard of them. My band played with them. I just don't have a huge opinion on them. I just haven't listened to enough of them, to be honest. Asking Alexandria, never got into them at all. They're probably going to be about a rate here for me. Not my thing at all. Even the older stuff that everybody's like, oh my God, that's the Alexandria was freaking awesome. No, never my thing, man, to be honest with you. In Flames, haven't listened to really any In Flames to give an opinion. Pierce the Veil, we're not going to put them in a metalcore here. Alexa's on Fire, or whatever it is. I never listened to them enough. Yumi at 6, I'm going to put them there as well. Haven't listened to them quite enough. Dance Gavin Dance, I'm going to put them. They're not really metalcore, but just because I really want to enrage the Dance Gavin Dance fans, I'm putting them in the Never Ever Forever Never. I just don't like Dance Gavin Dance. That type of music is just not for me. Not my thing at all. I'm just not a fan of Dance Gavin Dance. Amorosa, I know that they're not really metalcore. Hands Like Houses, heard of them, haven't listened to them enough. Kingdom of Giants. Now, I had the distinct pleasure and honor of hanging out with Johnny Reeves when I was in the studio with Ashtone Audio for a few days. Johnny Reeves, awesome guy. I like Johnny is an awesome guy. I loved hanging out with him. Super nice dude. He talks like, the typical California guy. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, man. Like somebody could be breaking into his house, right, and like stealing like his television. He'd be like, "Hey man, dude, just leave my television alone, okay? You don't need to steal my television, okay, man? We can talk about this, man." That's how he would talk to the guy, okay? That's just the kind of guy Johnny is, and that's just the way it is. But Kingdom of Giants, Their newest record was okay. Like, I think I gave it around like a 76, 77% overall. Because what I do for my album reviews, guys, is I rate each song individually, add them up, and divide it by the number of tracks that were on there. So, for example, if there's 10 tracks, I take the total score out of 10 divided by 100 in that case. They're okay. I'd say that they're a pretty good band overall. Really nice guys, though. I got to be honest with you. We'll probably put them probably just above. I'll probably put them just above Attila. Silverstein, they're just not a metalcore band. I mean, let's be honest here. Dead by April, they're okay. Like, they're tolerable. I think that's actually a great word for it. They're tolerable. Avatar, definitely not metalcore. We got the police coming here. Maybe they're going to come arrest me for my opinions. It is what it is. Our Hollow, Our Home, they're pretty good. You know, their newest record was kind of fell flat for me overall. Tobias is a super nice guy, the guitarist for the band. I've talked to him a number of times. I just think that the sound was kind of a little outdated. So I'm gonna put him in pretty good, probably about right there. Buried Tomorrow, this is a cool band. They're really solid, but they're a pretty good band. Nothing that I'm blown away by necessarily, but their newest record was solid. It was okay. LOL, most of the metalcore bands that are in your NA are legendary. They're too old for you / first wave as well. I'm 20, almost 29. I just missed the initial metalcore wave, like the Asking Alexandrias and the Devil Wears Prada, Abandon All Ships, you know, those types of bands. I missed them all. I mean, to be straight up, I just missed them all. Buried Tomorrow last albums were really good. I'd say at least pretty good. Yeah, like, I liked it. A lot of, like, it was okay. What I do really like about Buried Tomorrow is the singer's voice is phenomenal. So, but there you guys have it. I would say that, you know, I use the All Day Everyday very sparingly. And okay, let's be honest here. I would say, I'd say that this is pretty good. Where it's at right now. Actually, if I'm being totally honest, Whitechapel's probably closer to Crank It Up Every Time, but I do listen to a lot of Whitechapel. Understandable. Yeah, I just missed it. I was just more so into like the Lamb of God and that stuff. I'm 49, LMAO. Well, it doesn't matter. That's the beauty of all this, is that you can be whatever age and still love metalcore. I mean, metalcore is awesome at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Metalcore is awesome. Good list overall. I really got to skip now. Cheers. Good night. Thank you so much for watching, Crazy Cat. Thank you so much. That's one hell of a tier list. Cool down. Yeah, exactly. I mean, overall, I feel really good about this. Pretty good is, you know, it looks like actually Crank It Up Every Time is actually I think the most saturated list here, or section of the list. But overall, that's my tier list there for the metalcore bands. We'll definitely do a deathcore one as well, and then we'll do other ones. You know, I love doing these tier lists, especially with you guys watching and commenting. So hope you guys enjoyed that.